Just in the past half hour, ASIO has lowered Australia's national terrorism threat level from probable to possible. Political reporter Olivia Casely joins me live from Canberra. Olivia, not so long ago we were in an environment where it was heightened even above this, so this is quite a significant downgrade if you factor in the past few years.
That's absolutely right, Tom. So this is a significant shift today, and it's the first time that this threat level has been adjusted since 2014. And the reason behind ASIO's decision to downgrade this threat level is because they say that there are fewer extremists that want to commit attacks in Australia than there were, say, 8 years ago. And they've also identified that Australia's security environment has evolved, and they've identified 3 new challenges or priorities which they're focusing on. So they say there's been an increase in nationalist or extreme right-wing ideology. The speed in which individuals are being radicalised online is happening a lot more quickly. And there are also more minors or young Australians who are being influenced online. Now, the Director General of ASIO, Mike Burgess, this morning moved to assure Australians that even though they have downgraded this threat level, the security and intelligence services aren't taking their foot off the brake when it comes to Australia's national security.
This does not mean the threat is extinguished. Far from it. Possible does not mean negligible. It remains plausible that someone will die at the hands of a terrorist in Australia within the next 12 months. Although, of course, my organisation will literally work around the clock to prevent that from happening.
Interestingly, Tom, Mr Burgess said that ASIO had taken the repatriation of the so-called ISIS brides and their children into account when adjusting this level.
The entire cohort that we have assessed, and we have assessed the entire cohort, return of all those individuals would not materially change the national terrorism threat level. Of course, for some it may require my organisation to keep an eye on them, but that's okay because I'll back my organisation any day.
Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neil also flagged the government's desire to restore powers to strip dual citizens of their Australian citizenship if they're suspected of committing or wanting to commit a terrorist offence, and that comes after the laws were struck down by the High Court a little earlier this year.
I'm very committed to creating a regime that would seek citizenship being taken away from people who act in a way that is incomprehensible alongside their Australian citizenship. The question is, how can we make a law that the High Court will believe is constitutional?
Tom, Mr Burgess hasn't ruled out future adjustments to this threat level later on down the track, and he really hit home the point that possible does not mean negligible when it comes to the likelihood of terrorist attacks happening into the future.